I'm very excited to welcome in our next guest when he's situated in front of his camera. We need it framed properly because there's just only one version of this man that I like to see, and it's properly framed up. He's getting ready to join us right here in the show. He's one of my favorite human beings I've ever met, I've ever worked with, I've ever known. He is none other than the head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes, Deion Sanders. Look at you, Prime.
Humbleness.
How are you, Deion? What's going on,
Let me
Prime?
tell you something.
Yes.
Marshall Falk was just sitting there 2 days ago.
Okay.
We was just talking about you, the impact you had on our lives. And we say, you know what, we used to joke and clown Rich about the podcast because he was one of the first that we ever heard that word. We used to be like, Rick, you got a podcast? Rich, we know you had a podcast. I mean, it was just hilarious. But I'm like, Rich was on to this before anybody ever thought about it, man. So you are the genesis of the podcast.
Well,
man.
as you know, I talked about it nonstop because if it wasn't going to be me, then who else was going to do it? And then you started making fun of me, and now you're the
man. You've been the man forever. And some of my most favorite times of media has been when you and Susie, the beautiful, lovely, adorable wife, Susie, would go out. You guys would go on vacation. I would come in to host.
Well,
so I love those moments, man.
Prime, you interviewed Morgan Freeman here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that actually happened.
That happened. That happened.
And I had no idea that you were potentially getting yourself ready for Tubi Tuesdays. We got time today. Roxy Diaz. Come on now.
Roxy does a great job. We have a great time. But I love Tubi, and that's how that all started. God always blesses me with the things I love. Like I love Tubi, and I view it like crazy. So having a relationship with them to do a talk show, and it's another form of recruiting for me, Rich. Like if I'm not going to your living room physically, I'm going to get there, one way or another. I'm going to get in your living room.
Right, exactly. And again, some folks might be like, well, why is Deion doing that? He's got a football team to run. But, but it is part and parcel, right? Like it's all part of the puzzle.
It's giving you opportunity to know how I think, how I move, the way we do things live. I mean, I think every coach and almost every coach in college football, they have a radio show or television show that they're on as well. Mine just happen to be larger.
Part of a conglomerate, as you could see, Brockman's got the blenders on, right? So does TJ. They've got their blenders on right now.
You're looking good too. You guys look good.
They got the blenders on. Oh, by the way,
prime time.
I've got my own coffee line, Deion. Here you go. Here, I'll show it to you. It's right there. Show it to him. Hold on, that's my coffee line.
I've never said, white and bold.
See right there? Yeah. It looks a lot like yours. But,
my God. That is also Rich, white and bold. That right there, that's a proud moment. And guess who just walked in?
Who's that? Sap? Is it Sap?
No. Someone who steals, someone who does not return nothing, someone who's just ridiculous.
And whooping and fishing.
Yeah.
Hey, Travis.
And the Heisman Trophy winner. Yeah.
What's up, Travis Hunter? How are you?
Good. I'm just in here.
I just happened to be doing a podcast, and he just happened to come in stealing.
Congratulations! That is so cool. There you go.
And he has the pajamas.
See, I've got a coffee line. You've got a Heisman Trophy winner. I mean, it's all good. Fantastic. I thought you'd get a kick out of that.
I love that.
Hey, man, and I texted you when that kid got the trophy because I remember when you started coaching. I remember that the truth, your team, your youth team, and all of that, and now you're coach.
You got the Heisman. There's nothing else to get. I keep telling you that.
Well, he's got more, right? There's more to come on that front,
He has endorsement, he has deals, he has certain stuff now.
I love it.
Enables him to take stuff that he wants.
Where's he going? What's he taking from your office?
Geez, you had to find something. I'm saying, like, you got everything.
But what was that moment like for you, Prime, when this kid got it?
First of all,
Deion.
it's not like he don't want much. He does not want much. He's not built like that. But he did want this. He wanted to win this Heisman, and it was on his mind. It was in his heart. It was every thought process. And as a coach, you got to help because that's your kid. Like, okay, yeah, let's put this play in. Let's make sure we go at him. Let's make sure we get the ball. Let's make sure we had a pass when he scored in one of the games. It was a pass that he was going to throw for Shedeur because I want him to score running. I want him to score receiving. I want him to score in different facets. And he's unbelievable, man. But he loves the game of football. But he wanted this. He wanted that Heisman. So we had to embrace it and embody it.
Well, did you ever tell him that this is what you were going to help do for him? Like when he first came to Jackson State, is this part of the goal at any way, shape, or form?
Part of the goal was just to make him the best that he could possibly be on and off the field, and to just give him to be the navigational system of his life to guide him in the right directions. That's it. Travis is not a kid who had to have this type of NIL, this type of collective. He's not built like that, man. He just loves the game, and we try to tell all the kids we had the two highest earners in NIL, and not collective, but NIL, because they love the game and they focused on the game, not the bag. And now they're going to get the bag because they focus on the game.
Well, let's talk about the bag here, Prime, because I want to ask you. I've been dying to ask you this question for a while. The kid who just came in your office, and Travis Hunter, do you think he can play both sides of the football in the pros?
Yeah. It's so funny because Shedeur just left. Like, he literally just left before we turned on the camera.
Oh.
Travis could definitely do that. I mean, he's going to do that, or they shouldn't draft him. Don't do that. And I'm going to make sure of that. Don't draft him. If you're not going to give him an opportunity to play on both sides of the ball. Now, you could be creative. He don't have to do what we did with him here and play every snap, but he's going to just say he's starting the corner. He's going to have to be on your nickel packages or whatever, or spread packages on the offense, because he's going to be probably your best receiver. And you're going to look like an idiot with your best receiver sitting on the bench and you can't get open. You can't get the ball down the field, or vice versa.
So
your best corner on the field, and they're bombing you right now, and he's on the sideline with you.
So when you talk to coaches that are going to be coming for pro days, or coaches that have already, or GMs that have already come through, I saw the Giants brass with you recently.
It's going to be abundantly clear that this is what he wants. This is who he is, and it's not going to work unless you entertain this and give him an assurance of this is what's going to happen. You got to understand, Travis Hunter has another year eligibility. So if you start the foolishness, he can do that.
Interesting, Prime, because I know you've got plans. I know this stuff is stuff you've been talking about. I know you're the guy that once upon a time was famously brought into an interview room at the Combine, asked where they're in the draft order and they were too low for you, and you pirouetted and walked out of the room saying, "You can't draft me, see ya." So I know you are thinking about this sort of thing.
So I got to keep the young men's best interest. I mean, when they choose us as a school, as a coach, as a mentor, or whatever they choose you as, you owe them that. I mean, come on, man. This young man helped us become who we are, single-handedly. Now he's won the Heisman and darn every other award that he should have won, a couple that he should have won, he didn't get. But shouldn't you be there for him? He's been there for you. Shouldn't you be there for him in every facet of life, not just on the field, off the field, and consistently giving him directions and protection as well as correction? So shouldn't you be there for him? It don't stop, when he plays his last game. That love don't stop for me. No, not whatsoever.
What about the plan for Shedeur, who could be first overall? What's your plan here, your draft plan?
And I just want, he just left. We just talked a little business as well as father-son type stuff. But I just want these guys happy, man. I just want them happy with in the right situation to soar. Unfortunately, they're so good that they're going to go to a team that wasn't that good the prior year. But that could all change with an announcement of their names. That can all change quickly.
Do you have a spot that you want Shedeur to go to? That you're not?
No.
You don't have one.
You know what his goal is? I just saw it on his podcast because he has a podcast too. I just saw it. Does too. Everybody has one, but Rich was first. So let's get this straight. I just saw the goal was to go before I did, and he's going to eclipse that because I was 5th pick. He's certainly going to be 1 or 2 or whatever it's going to be. So that's what he wants. He never told me that, but that's what he wants.
Well, I'm sure that, but I mean, that's why I'm not saying that you would share it publicly, but deep down, you know the teams that could potentially take your son here.
Yeah, it's the Raiders and the Giants. The Raiders and the Giants is those two probably. And the way the thing is going right now, that's where it's going to go.
Okay, and there's no preference for one over the other. One is in the New York market, one is in Las Vegas.
Right.
One. I mean, there's a lot that can come with one or the other as well,
True.
Depending on who's the coaches are there too, huh?
Yeah, it's a good lead-in, Rich. Rich, I know you, right? I worked with you well for a decade. You do know.
Am I telegraphing a pass?
But I mean, you do know I know you, Rich.
No, I know
Rich,
that.
Yeah, you do know I know you. I'm just letting you know I know. I know your rhythm. I know your pace. I know your tempo. Your tone. I know you, man.
So where am I going? Where am I going with this?
I know exactly where you're going, sir.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of moving parts here, Deion. There's a lot of moving parts here on this front.
I'm in the chairman office right now. I'm really comfortable. I got a lot of junk in here, a lot of mess, a lot of clothes there. We'll be packed right now for the bowl game.
Well, then what do you say to? Listen, I see the kids you're bringing in. I saw the Liberty kid that you brought in. I'm seeing the 4- and 5-star recruits that are coming there. I see the monster that you're building. I see that. A couple of bounces the ball here or there. You've got a bye week in these playoffs. I see that there's a path to all this. There's a reason why Belichick is like, I'll join the ACC. I can see a path to a college football playoff. I see all of that. I see how you love Colorado. I see how that, that it's not too cold for you, but it's cold enough that you can go fishing. Deion, I see all of this. I know you too. I've gone way back like a car seat with you too, Deion. But so how do you respond to people that think that you and your son are a package deal in the professional football ranks? Deion Sanders.
Spoken to anyone about a package deal or anyone about a deal, period. We're trying to work something out here as you speak. I'm not going to lie about that as you speak. And I have one of the best, if not the best, AD in the country in Rick George, and I'm confident, that we're going to get something done.
Okay.
To keep here so that we could bring this wonderful city a national championship. And then I could when I point that way, I'm looking at the mountains outside, so I could put my face on top of that mountain like that. Yeah, I want to.
Mount Primor.
I want to see a black face on this white snow out there. That's what I want to see.
Let's get my coffee. That's perfect. There you go. That's just like the coffee that I've got right here.
Oh my God, hilarious!
I think you'd figured find that funny. By the way, I'm sure it wasn't lost on you that your son's name got chanted in Madison Square Garden.
I saw that. I asked him, did he have anything to do with that? I said, now, those same fans will turn on you like a pit bull.
No,
do know that.
No, I know that. And then I did see him flinging a ball around with Malik Neighbors in the street.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah, I asked him about that too. I said, God, you got to stop. I told him you got to stop. But you got to understand.
That's something out of the playbook, man. That's your son he's got it, man. He's got it.
He's a handsome young man. He's confident in what he does. And they can't wait. He and Travis, they can't wait to play in this bowl game. We flipped that whole thing, Rich. A lot of the guys of that caliber, they don't play in bowl games. We say, no, we're going to finish this. We're going to finish this. Our goal was to go to a bowl and get Miss Peggy to a bowl game, and we're doing it, but we're going to finish it. We're not opting out. We're not tapping out. We're going to finish it. All our seniors, the whole team, we're going to finish it, and that's what we're doing. Led by these two young men that are highly touted from the NFL, which is unbelievable. If they could do it, the rest of the country should be able to do it.
I love it. Okay. What else do I want to talk with you about? There's so much going on. Belichick, man. Can you believe this? What if I told you? What if I told you years ago when we're covering all those gajillion Patriots Super Bowls for NFL Network together, that the two of you would be college football head coaches of big time programs at the same time? Unbelievable, right?
Unbelievable. I love it. I love what college football is. I love where it's going. I love the Big 12 and our commissioner, shoot, you know that. I love everything about college football. It should be a couple things, Rich, that should be changed. Let me put this out. I haven't said this before. I was trying to save this for a press conference, but I can give it to you.
Thank you, sir.
Like, this portal thing is going crazy, and everybody's catching up right now. Something that we did a couple years ago. Now everybody want to get in, yeah. Now it's cool. Huh? Okay. Yeah. But if you take a kid from an FCS school, HBCU school, or that level, you should compensate the school as well. Not just the kid, you should compensate the school, because it's almost like now they're like a farm system for you. And it ain't right, because if a kid is halfway decent, everybody's going to assume they're going to take him. So somebody should be compensated.
Well, see where you're going here. It sounds like, when you take a free agent from another team in the NFL, the team that loses the free agent gets a compensatory draft choice. And, you're coming up with some sort of a system. And I think what you're doing is cutting around the edges of the larger issue, which is, who the hell's in charge, Prime? Who's the governing body to come up with rules that ain't
no governing body. Now you're saying that the kids that came from junior college, they could get their time rededicated to them. Like if they play 1 year in junior college, they get the 1 year back. So now the kid is going to be during their 30 years old, playing against an 18-year-old, 17-year-old kid. You got to think about these things. I don't mind, because we got a couple kids that play junior college. I can't wait. I pray to God this rule passes so they can get another year. And I got kids play for me and Jackson calling me right now that want that year back that came from junior college. But it has to be some kind of guidance and parameters and thought process that goes into this. But I just want, for the lower level, I keep saying lower levels, and that's not fair. FCS schools and other schools, if we take the kids, man, they should be compensated.
By who? You had any idea by who?
It should be compensated from the school that takes the kid.
Got it.
Yeah.
Right.
You should give something to it. It was like the Negro Leagues back in the day, right? That's why that kind of fell apart. At first, they start really compensating the Negro Leagues for taking the guys. Then they just said, forget it. We ain't paying y'all nothing. And then that's how it fell apart.
Primetime Deion Sanders here, head coach of Colorado football. All right, so what about, while you're still in charge of your own scheduling, before that can get it somewhat down the road, more uniform, you want to call Bill? You and Belichick get UNC on the Colorado schedule? Like, that would be...
I don't make those calls. I think these schedules are done years in advance.
Okay, that'll be great, though. You call Bill and get...
I love that he's doing his thing. I love it.
You got advice for him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't do home visits.
Don't do what?
Don't do home visits.
Why is that your advice for him, Deion?
It's just not going to work. For a guy like that, guy like me, it's not going to work, because you go to this school, and the school around the corner goes, say, well, he didn't come here. He was right around the corner. He didn't come here. I'm not letting my kid go there. He's too good to come to your school. No, you can't. We get judged differently. I can't see Bill going to 100 different high schools. I just can't see that, man. First of all, I don't call him Bill. I apologize. Coach Belichick.
Yeah, right. No. Hey, Bill, he's a peer, Deion. You've been in this college game more than he has.
No, man, I don't do that. I'm from old school, man. I Coach Andrews, I never called him Mickey Andrews in my life. That's Coach Andrews.
Right, from FSU back in the day.
Coach Loudon,
Sure.
These are all my coaches, I'm from the old school. We don't do the first name thing. And my kids here, they know I don't play the first name. I don't do that.
Prime, I miss you. I love you. Before I let you go, last one. I'm going to hit you with this one on the way out the door. You got draft plans? Am I going to see you in Green Bay? What do you think?
No.
You will not be in Green Bay.
Why?
Okay.
Why would I?
I don't know. Your son could go first overall. Travis Hunter could be.
I got 2 dogs. You don't think I have plans for that? I got a kennel. I got 2 dogs in a kennel right here.
Okay, so
you think I'm going to dress up my kennel and let my dogs play? Hey!
Let me just explain to everybody what I'm talking.
Thank you.
What did I tell you guys a few weeks ago on this show? That Deion would have plans for the draft of his own,
for sure.
Right. So we're for sure we're not seeing you in Green Bay, Wisconsin, is what you're saying, Brian.
No, you won't see it. You won't see us. No.
Okay.
You don't have to go
even
to
if
Boulder,
even if they're assured of hearing his name first, that moment holding the jersey up, there's the stage.
Yeah, but we good, man. Like, we want to celebrate with our people, with our folks, with our wonderful student body.
Okay. See?
I'm just teasing it a little bit.
I see what you're saying. All right. Hey, listen, congrats on the Tubi gig. I love seeing you talk. I love seeing you do your thing. I really do. It's really cool.
But you know what I missed?
I saw you had Irv on, right?
Oh, my God. That was awesome. That was awesome. But, Rich, I miss looking to my right or looking to my left to see the humble host and just to see that little smirk that only I knew and he knew what it was about. That little smirk.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
That is historical. Marshall and I talked about that too. Don't touch it. My God. Oh, Rich, we had so many. Oh my God, we had so many.
And people at home had.
You know what? Yeah. You know what? I know I'm running over, but that's what makes coaching college football so great, because most people do it the other way. Mm-hmm. God took me around the corner. Like, most people, coach, then they run to television, which is wonderful. God took me the other way. I had television, then I started coaching. So I get it. I understand it. And I love it. And I miss our humble host, man. Mooch. Mooch is going to help the combine process with Shedeur and Cam Ward. He's going to help.
Well, that's great. Mooch loves you too. Everybody at NFL Network, we miss you every single day, man. And I miss you too. But I'm always here. I'm always here. Yes. Deion, great to see you, bud. Take care, man.
Is the dog still kicking, or he gone to the holy dog land?
Hudson left us a couple years ago. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Wow. Hudson had a good run.
We can't be sad. 15 years.
Good run.
15
and
years.
He was treated with the most respect and love and compassion and kisses.
Go ahead. Go ahead and tell the story about us going through security together in airports. Go ahead, Deion. I know you want to tell that story.
I would never do something like that. But Hudson had a good run, man. I'm proud of him. Did you replace him?
Huh? Oh, yes. We've got two beautiful dogs now. Beautiful.
Oh, I knew you.
Halo and Dylan. Yeah, they're both rescues. They're Goldens. They're wonderful. They send their best to you. So does Suze.
Amen.
Love you, Prime. Take care. Be well.
White and bold, baby. I like that. White and bold. Only Rich Eisen.
I got my own coffee line right there.
Take care.
Deion Sanders, everybody. There he goes.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.